I'm Noah from American Muscle, and today we're going to be checking out the NOVA-Series LED Projector Headlights with the Alpha black housings and clear lenses for the 15 to 17 Mustang and the 18 and newer Mustang GT350 and GT500. And one of the best ways to really transform your Mustang's presence is upgrading the exterior lighting, and more specifically, a set of headlights. Now, today you're going to be seeing tons of tinted headlights with projectors, black housings, and all sorts of different daytime running light designs. Now, if you're looking to get a set of headlights for your Mustang that checks all of those boxes, then these NOVA-Series LED projector headlights will be exactly what you're looking for. Again, we've got that super popular dark design that you're seeing everywhere on cars today. Now that comes from the color of the housing. Now in this case, we're looking at an Alpha black housing with a clear lens over that. That means the lens allows the light to come through it easily, unlike some of the darker tinted lenses or just like a tint film that you could put over the stock headlights yourself. Now these headlights also feature 3 projector lenses on each side, and the bulbs behind them are LED as well, so you know these guys are going to be focused and super bright. And then the turn signals on them are amber, of course. The daytime running lights can be set to white or amber, whichever you'd like, and they have that awesome angry eyebrow look. Now then, just to finish everything up, we do have an activation light feature, which is always cool in my opinion. On to construction, we are looking at a NOVA-Series light, so you know it's going to be top notch. We do have industrial grade polypropylene housings that are weather sealed, and they do provide a nice backing to everything that's super sturdy, and it's going to be resilient to all that engine bay heat. And then around the front, we do have impact resistant polycarbonate lenses. Lastly, the projectors have Osram LEDs inside of them. These headlights overall are designed to be plug and play and will drop right where the factory ones came out. Coming in right around $1,300, these are going to be right at the top of that price range in terms of headlights out there for your Mustang. Now, I will say though, with that higher price tag, you really are getting a lot of headlight, and anything NOVA Series or really anything made by AlphaRex is going to be fantastic in terms of quality. So if you're in the market for a top of the line headlight and you have a larger budget, these really will be a great choice for you to consider. Installing these headlights is going to be a simple installation for just about anybody. We're looking at an install difficulty of 1 out of 3 wrenches because these guys are plug and play. Now, since it's such a simple install, you should be able to get it done in about an hour or so, so really not too bad of a job at all. So speaking of install, let's head over to one of the install bays and take a look at the process step by step.
For this install, you will need an impact, 3/8 to 1/4 inch adapter if necessary, 7, 8, 10, and 13 millimeter sockets, a clip removal tool, and in our case, a Phillips head screwdriver. Also not shown here is a jack and jack stands to reach the underside of the vehicle. What's up guys, today we're going to be installing some headlights on our Mustang, but before we do that, we're going to send you to watch a short video on how to uninstall your factory lights, and we'll see you when you get back.
So for this install, we're going to have to get the car up in the air a little bit, and we're going to have to remove the front bumper. It's a pretty simple process. I'm going to walk you through it. So let's get started. I'm going to start by using my clip tool to remove the clips that hold the upper rad cover on, and I'll just pull these out and pull the rad cover off. So with my rad cover out of the way, I can take my 8mm socket and remove the 6 8mm screws along the top of the bumper, but don't forget the 7mm screws hiding underneath the weather strip here, and I'm just going to use a 7mm socket to get those out. Now I need to pull back my inner fender liner here up against the front bumper. There are 4 clips here on the inside of the wheel well. One of ours is missing, but just imagine that it's there. And there's 2 at the bottom that I'll have to remove. And then I can pull my wheel well liner back far enough to gain access to the bolt that is behind the liner on the corner of the front bumper. I'm just going to use my clip tool once again to pull the clips out, and then I can pull the liner back. So back here at the corner of this bumper, there is a plastic bracket that mounts the fender to the bumper, and there's a 7mm screw that goes through the two and attaches the bumper into the fender. And what you're gonna have to do is take a 7mm socket on your ratchet to remove it. Now, our bumper has been off so many times that hardware is missing, but all you need is a 7mm socket and ratchet, and it'll come right out. Now I'm just gonna repeat this exact same process on the other side of the vehicle, and once again, remove the 7mm screw here at the corner of the bumper. Now you can pull your fender liner back once again and remove the 7mm screw right here. With our fender liners pulled back and the corner of our bumper unbolted, now we can unhook our fog lights and turn signals, as these are going to be coming off with the bumper when we remove it from the car. So I'm just gonna unplug my connectors and pull them off the back of the lights. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. So next, I'm going to use a combination of a clip removal tool and a 7mm socket on my impact to remove the 4 screws and 2 clips on the bottom of the belly pan, but I'm going to leave it attached to the front bumper so everything comes off in one piece. Let's go with the screws first. So now you're going to want to very carefully pop the corners of the front bumper out. Make sure not to damage these tabs, as you will need them to reinstall the bumper. And with both of the corners popped off now, we can remove the front bumper. So now that I have my bumper pulled off, I have access to all the hardware for the headlight. I'm going to use a 10mm socket for the top and bottom 10mm screws and a 13mm socket for the outer screw. So now I can remove my headlight and unplug the connector.
So these headlights do come with the ability to function in either white or amber DRLs. And in order to access that function to switch the two, you're going to need to remove your HID ballast box from your headlight. So we'll grab our Phillips head screwdriver and go ahead and take out the 4 screws holding this in. Once we have our screws out, we'll go ahead and pop our ballast box out. And these, you will find this little connector here on 2 white wires. Now, if these are unplugged, this is going to be white DRLs. But if we plug this in here, that will activate your amber DRL function. So if we have that plugged in, we'll go ahead and screw our ballast box back on. Then once you have this done, that's your choice if you want to do the white or the ambers. We just set up for ambers. Then you can go ahead and do this for your other headlight, and we can move on to the vehicle. Alrighty guys, welcome back. Now that we've shown you how to remove your factory setup, we're ready to go in with our new headlights. So we're going to start with grabbing our new light and plugging it right in, just as our factory one came out. Our single connector here. Make sure that clips into place nice and tight. And then we can go ahead and set this back in with our locators and get our hardware reinstalled. So we'll go ahead and get our light set in. We have our locator here at our top mounting point, as well as at our bottom here. Make sure all that's lined up real nice. We'll go ahead and grab our 13mm bolt first on our side here. Get that fully in place. Go ahead and install that. And we're just going to get it started for now. We'll put our other 2 bolts in, then we'll tighten everything down. So now we'll go ahead and get our 10mm bolts back into place. Start with our top one here, get that started. Get our bottom one in. Then we'll go ahead and tighten these down. We'll again be using our 10mm socket to tighten down our top and bottom ones, and then our 13mm for our side bolt. So now once you've got this complete for this side, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side, and then we'll go ahead and get our bumper back on. So now that we have both of our headlights in, we'll go ahead and get our bumper hung back into place. And to start, we're just going to put it back on these set tabs here, these little dowels up top, get those in place, and then we're going to go ahead and start reinstalling all of our hardware and plugging our accent lights back in. So now the top of our bumper is held on by these locator dowels, so we don't need to put our hardware in back yet. We'll go ahead and get our underskirt and our sides in place, and then we'll work our way back up from the bottom to the top. So now we'll get the sides of our bumper lined up with our fenders. We'll go ahead and get those back into place. Now remember, you do have that screw that mounts the bumper to the fender. Again, ours is no longer with us, but you will need to reinstall that. So we'll do the same thing for the other side and get those both lined up. So now that we're ready to plug our lights and our bumper back in, we can go ahead and install our adapter harness for our headlights. These headlights do have a function to where they can communicate with our factory turn signals to allow action on the headlight during a turn signal. So we'll go ahead and grab our factory plug here. We'll plug our male side of our connector into our factory plug, and then this part into our turn signal itself. Then we'll plug our other lights in, and then we'll get our wire connected to our headlight. We'll get our marker light plugged in, as well as our fog lights. And then we can plug in our adapter plug to our headlight. So now we can go ahead and grab our adapter plug and come to the back of our headlight here, and you'll see another yellow wire with a plug coming out of the bottom back portion of your headlight. So we'll go ahead and get that plugged in, make sure it's nice and secure. Then we can go ahead and repeat the same process for the other headlight. Now we can go ahead and get our fender liners back into position and reinstall our push pin clips. Go ahead and line this back up. There you go. Tuck that back behind there. Make sure all your holes line up. Make sure these ones are in line as well. And we'll go ahead and reinstall our push pins. Just push those back in, push your center in. Remember, you have the one on the bottom here as well. Same deal, just push it back in, push the center in, and you have your one up on the inside, and as well as the edge of your fender liner. So now we can come underneath the car and reinstall all of our screws and push pins holding our splash guard in place. So we'll start back here. Go ahead and get our screws back in. And again, these are all 7mm screws underneath here. So you have your 4 in the rear, 2 up in the middle here. And then we'll go ahead and reinstall our 2 push pins on the outside as well. We'll go ahead and get these back in place. Pop those in. Now we can go ahead and reinstall all of our 8mm screws along the top of the bumper, as well as our two 7mm screws along the side. Now ours are supposed to be 7mm like yours, but due to previous modifications and being off so many times, ours actually are Phillips head screws. But yours from the factory should be 7mm. So we'll go ahead and start with these 8mm. And with our 8mm socket, we'll run those in. And for what is supposed to be our 7mm, we'll go ahead and pull back the weather stripping here. Again, ours are Phillips as replacements, but factory you should have your 7mm. We'll go ahead and get these run back in. And once that's in, we'll go ahead and do the same for the other side. Next, we can go ahead and reinstall our upper radiator cover. We'll get that back into position here. Make sure it's seated properly and all of our holes line up. And we'll go ahead and reinstall our factory push pins. That'll do it. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our NOVA-Series LED Projector Headlights in Alpha Black housings and clear lenses for your 15 to 17 Mustang, 18 to 22 Mustang GT 350 and GT 500. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.